Jim Alistair, if I could start with you. Yesterday when I spoke to Lord Kane about this, we were unaware of what Labour's position might be in terms of looking at this particular angle of the Legacy Act. It now seems very clear that they're going to do very similar to what the Conservatives did, except one that would stand up in a court of law.
Well, of course, there was a solution to this. It was Section 46 and 47 of the Legacy Act. Now, whatever other unacceptable aspects there were to the Legacy Act, that was freestanding in a sense, and yet the government is moving to repeal it when it doesn't need to, because it was very clear. Section 46 meant that any form which had been signed by a junior minister rather than a Secretary of State would still have legal authority, and that, of course, was the basis of the rather dubious decision in favour of Adams. And secondly, that no compensation claim could be brought on that basis. Now, yesterday we had the NIO saying that they were repealing 46 and 47 with no mention of putting anything in its place. And then suddenly at question time, the Prime Minister decreed they would be doing something to avoid someone like Adams getting compensation. And of course, that's the right thing to do, because it would be morally and legally repugnant to see any terrorist godfather compensated for detention 50 years ago because the wrong person signed the form, in circumstances where many innocent victims and the widows of policemen, etc., got a pittance of compensation. To think that tens of thousands of pounds could be piling up for someone of that ilk is utterly morally repugnant, and that at the time when the government is taking away the winter fuel allowance from its own pensioners. That gruesome and unacceptable face of the godfatherism of terrorism, and I think that's why, to many right-thinking people, it would be utterly obnoxious. Just
to make the point, I'm not going to cut across you, and I want you to finish your point. But I just need to make the point that Gerry Adams has always denied being in the IRA. But you carry on your point.
Oh yes, you believe that if you wish, but let's be very clear: the Legacy Act fell primarily because of its utterly ridiculous amnesty proposals. It did not fall because of Section 46 and 47, and yet it has been swept away as well. And now the government is going to have to effectively, if the Prime Minister is telling the truth, if he's going to deliver on what he said, is going to have to effectively do the same again. And of course, this is a government which got themselves into this pickle because they failed to appeal the decision of the High Court in the Fitzsimmons case. That was, in my view, quite a dodgy decision. It should have been appealed, and if it had been repealed, then we wouldn't be having this, and had the right outcome, then we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Okay.
So much of this is of the government's own making.
Jim Alistair, thank you. MP